Rema Women's Space is that safe environment for women where they come for mutual edification, personal growth, so that they are able to live life purposefully, thrive, make a difference, leave a legacy. They go through the Thriving Woman MasterClass that has 7 sessions. Self-awareness, womanhood defined, living a life on purpose, healing for your soul, leveraging networks, women in leadership, and financial freedom. You want to join us and also get empowered and get inspired and thrive like the thrivers and their stories that you're about to hear. God bless.
A gig that just started as a gig ended up pulling me and said, Shiba, come. You need this masterclass. My name is Murungi Shiba Martha. I'm a Ugandan, modern Muchiga. I'm a media personality. TV and radio presenting is what I do. I am an events host and I'm a commercial model as well and a student.
My name is Efrans Nabulia and I've been part of TWC Cohort 5.
Kahura Doris Rusoke.
My name is Beatrice Kamakune Gumesiriza.
My name is Betty Nambilunyom. I work with the Embassy of Uganda in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
My name is April Mugume.
For a long time, I wanted something that would build me. I am always looking forward to building myself, to being my better version, to figure out how I can impact the rest of the world by being the best of myself.
How did I get to know about TWC? Well, Marjorie, who was part of the Cohort 4, recommended me for a gig for the graduation ceremony, for hosting the graduation ceremony for Cohort 4. So that is how I got to know TWC.
A friend of mine called Jean used to share it on her status on WhatsApp. And I also used to see them online on their different platforms like Instagram. So I got interested in attending the program.
I saw the whole launch and the different ladies that they brought around and what they talked about, and I was really inspired. I went ahead and I followed them on Instagram. This year I signed up when they advertised for Cohort 5 because I saw the impact it had on my friends who had joined.
I got to know about TWC from a friend who kept telling me, this class is your class.
All my expectations were actually met. Some of them were networking with these amazing women. Yes, they are extraordinary and beautifully hearted people. My goodness. And then learning from them and expounding my knowledge with counsel. I got wise counsel. Because honestly speaking, as a young girl in this generation, I need all the counsel I can get. And God put me in a multitude of counselors in the Rema women's space. For me, that was the best expectation that has ever and will ever be met.
The one expectation that I always had was to meet Mrs. Beat Bengana Bisangwa, and that woman is a fire. That was my highlight.
Each session I attended, all my expectations were exceeded.
I really wanted to see the different views and ideologies that these ladies had about being a woman, contrary to the things that we've grown up seeing. Those are expectations I had, and really I was blown away by what I experienced in TWC.
Through Thriving Womanhood Masterclass, I was able to understand who I am as a woman, what is womanhood, what my purpose here on earth is, and I was able to craft my mission statement, which will be my compass going forward.
Every session, from self-awareness, womanhood defined, healing of the soul, leveraging networks, women in leadership, women in finance. The fact that I have them all in my head, trust me, I have picked a leaf on each and every. And then healing of the soul was actually one of the exceptional sessions because I thought I had healed from a lot. But the more that I kept asking myself these questions, when I understood that I had buried so much in me that was affecting me, like unforgiveness, that one, contamination, where are they? So healing of the soul gave me tools and gave me wise counsel. That was really exceptional for me.
Money matters stood out for me. So this session got me thinking of how to practically get from, living from paycheck to paycheck and be able to grow.
And so for me to understand that I am the way God looks at me, that I need to look at myself through the eyes of God first before I allow what the world is throwing at me, what the world thinks that I should be, was my most outstanding session.
The topic of finances. But they asked us, why do you want to be rich? Yeah. So that really challenged me. That really put me in a place of what are my goals, setting goals for my finances, drawing up a budget every month. So you put your money in certain percentages and then you watch your money grow.
It was good to know my leadership style, my strength as a leader, and areas to improve and be a better servant leader.
Women and finances was a very good one. Before that session, I was a people pleaser. I was not saving. But now I know how to save my money, how to invest my money, how to grow my money, and above all, how to protect it.
I've learned how to do research. If I have issues with reading books, I get audio books, yes? And I have to keep on disciplining myself to read books.
The issue of planning. You need to, first of all, set a goal and break it down into achievable milestones where you know you'll be holding yourself accountable.
Budgeting my finances. When I get money, drawing up a budget and seeing how exactly I'm going to spend it, not just having a card that you swipe wherever you go, just because you've been paid. So that's one of the greatest principles that I'm taking away from TWC.
There's this one session about healing. Like if you've ever been wounded in a relationship by things that you didn't understand when you were younger, that session will transform you totally.
Stepping out of my comfort zone and going to ask somebody, you know what, tell me how did you make it to where you are? Yeah, because you inspire me.
This quote has shown me that no man is an island, because we would, if everybody did everything for themselves, wouldn't have been here. Auntie Beat would have come up with this idea, and you know, it's really good to have a community of supporting women behind you.
To remind you of what your purpose is and your calling and your assignment is.
I'd like to thank Auntie Beat for heeding to the call God had placed upon her life, for living out the true, authentic definition of a woman, and for wanting to impart a generation younger than her, even older than her. So thank you, Auntie Beat, for this opportunity and opening up TWC and praying for us and leading us. I'd also like to thank Rita Engonda for everything, for leading us through every session, for specifically sharing her testimony on living in purpose. She inspired me to really get to know what God has called me to do on this earth and to give it as a gift to the world, because God is able.
Brenda was amazing. What I want to take away from her was, if you want to do something, reach out, try and do it, because what's the worst that could happen? It was just a very nice, safe, open space, and I loved it. So thank you so much to everyone.
If there is anything that I would ever recommend to anyone I love, to any woman I have encountered, to any woman that knows me, looks up to me, I would tell you to sign up for this class as soon as you can. Why? Because it will call out greatness in you.